All right, SCN here at the warehouse in St. Catharines. Very special guest, very, very special. Very special day here in St. Catharines. Crown Lands, the 97.7 Hits FM Rocksearch winners this year. You're from Oshawa, Ontario. Now, I want to tell you something. A few years back, as you know, the Standstills, also a two-piece, won the Hits FM Rocksearch. What is with Oshawa? Is there not enough musicians to go around, or what's the problem?
Oshawa is kind of a breeding ground for really loud, dirty blues rock, and it's just kind of in our blood as, like, coming from a blue-collar town. And yeah, I guess it's a fairly small town, 100,000 people. So yeah, maybe there aren't enough musicians to go around. I don't know.
So psych rock and heavy blues is how you're, I guess, categorized. Yeah. So tell us, how did you kind of get into that?
Well, I don't know, we've always grown up on, heavy blues rock, Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. And I love. You kind of
look like you should be in Led Zeppelin, just saying.
And yeah, we just kind of, it's in our blood, so we just kind of channeled that as when we started working together. Yeah.
So winning Rocksearch this year, what has it done for you guys now professionally? What have you gotten out of it personally, all that?
It's changed our lives. The 97.7 people have been absolutely amazing. We've been on the radio. We've been able to open up some huge shows because of that. We've played with Finger 11, Glorious Sons. We're on tour with One Bad Son right now, and it's just given us a lot of credibility, and it's validated us as musicians, and it's allowed us to take it a bit more seriously and show people that this is what we're going to be doing with the rest of our lives.
That beard, I think, makes you a musician these days. Rise Over Run. Talk to me about that. It just came out in September. Your producer and director and the guy who is in charge, and he probably played all the instruments too, is in the room here. Yeah, so talk about that a little bit.
Justin is just the best guy. So we released our EP Rise Over Run in September, and we went on tour out east supporting it. And so it's got 6 tracks, and we recorded that at Chalet Studios in Uxbridge, and it was just an excellent experience, Kev.
So Chalet is where Rush did all their late 80s and early 90s material, and so we just wanted to go, record somewhere where those notes had reverberated and changed it into something special. And working with Justin's amazing because he's with us throughout the entire creative process.
And he's in the room.
Yeah, he is. So we have to speak nice about him. Well, don't look at him. Yeah, it's just amazing to have people working for you so hard behind the scenes and having a team. And when it's just 2 guys on stage, it's Cody and I making all the noise, but Justin's the one kind of refining it and making it a bit more palatable, so to speak. And
he's the sculptor of the noise.
The sculptor of the noise.
I'm going to ask you about singing and playing drums, but I want to ask you about playing guitar and playing the keyboards or bass parts with your feet. That's really unique.
Oh, thank you. I tried to just shamelessly rip off Geddy Lee, who's my hero. And I was just always drawn to the idea of sounding bigger and being more than the sum of your parts. And being able to arrange music as a duo to make something a bit more lush and a bit thicker with texture instead of just loud, dirty blues rock, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I've always been drawn more to synthesizers and organs. And so I've just, I've really delved into that world more and more lately, and now I'm triggering 3 keyboards at once and I'm programming them to play different chords, and that's just a whole other world. That's far more than just playing the guitar, and that's just a world I'm definitely going to be going into more.
I'm going to ask Cody here about playing drums and singing. So were you a drummer first or a vocalist, and how challenging is it to kind of do both? Because this guy sings like Robert Plant, man, and he looks like Robert Plant.
So I've been drummer first. So I've been drumming since I was 2 years old. My dad was a drummer before me. He's been playing for I think about 45 years now. And so when I was young, I used to watch him play 2112 by Rush on the drums. So that inspired me to drum, and I started drumming and kept with it and went to university for it. So I started singing around 3 years ago. Yeah. And so I found out I could sing like that. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, I have all this muscle memory built up from playing drums. So I just kind of, it comes to me naturally, and I'm more focused on actually singing than I am playing the drums these days.
And so what's going to happen in 2018? Any idea of the plans ahead now?
There's lots and lots of plans right now.
Yeah.
You dream as big as you can, and then you just see what can happen. I mean, 2017 was way bigger than we were expecting with 97.7, and all the touring we've been doing. We just want to continue doing that and just build upon it. We're going to be going in and demoing new material as soon as we're off this tour, so we'll be recording that. We're planning on touring more around Canada. We're pushing to hopefully get over to Europe and the States in 2018 as well. Yeah. And yeah, just keep doing what we're doing on a high level. Yeah.
You know, the great Alan Cross said, if you haven't heard of Crown Lands, you will. And you're going to hear them tonight at the Warehouse. You got a website? Let's plug that.
Yeah, crownlands.ca.
All right, make sure you check them out. Cheers.